It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases, coming attractions, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey!
And as well as the man who pushes all the right buttons and in just the right way, it's Murray.
Yo.
Hello, Murray. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, this has been the most exciting day of my life this year yet. Absolutely.
Pourquoi?
The opening of the theater.
What's like before, though?
That was last week.
You said this was the greatest day.
The greatest week.
Oh.
It's the greatest week. And today we're talking about it. So, this week on the podcast, we are pretty much back to normal-ish. We talk about what we saw in theaters last week. That's right, in the theaters.
Cool.
What's maybe or maybe not coming out next week on VOD or at the theaters. Streaming new releases. Open Rage, Murman Minute, the list, Rage or Dare. Then it's bye-bye for a whole week as we try to find something new in theaters. So, what was in theaters last week in the fabulous city of Calgary, Alberta? Bryce.
Well, we went to the Plaza Theater, which was open for business. Good to see. And saw Irresistible, the new Jon Stewart movie, wrote, directed, produced, starring Steve Carell, Rose Byrne, Chris Cooper. Also had a bunch of good actors in it.
Sweet actors.
Yep. It's about a Democratic strategist who helps a retired veteran run for mayor in a small conservative Midwest town. I would imagine this is quite the bummer of a movie if you're an American. I mean, every political system seems to be corrupted in some way, but this is crazy if the corruption can be used the way the movie says.
Jon Stewart's not normally too wrong.
Yeah, if all that happens in this movie is legal in the USA, as the movie claims, that is just frightening.
Fucked up shit.
Having said all that, it was an entertaining flick. Had some laughs. The casting and performances were stellar. I think it underutilized some of the talented cast, and the false starts and endings were a little gimmicky for me, but overall I liked it. But it's just a solid meh.
That's sad. I might have some... We'll have to keep note of that as we talk about our friend Chris later. So there is so much Jon Stewart in this project. Carries his political charged humor and direct slap to an already angrily annoying process of elections.
Yeah.
There were so many funny things in this movie. I was laughing all the way through it, as you know, you were there. Especially where the tongue is so firmly planted in cheek, which I think Jon did a really good job of. The subtle looks that were hilarious. Even repeat offenders like Dot or the large coffee with 2 sugars and cream, which I guess is a Wisconsin double-double, maybe? I'm guessing. I laughed all the way through this. The film... and I just fully enjoyed the political satire with a very strong message about what is wrong and right in the political arena in America. And to a lesser degree here in Canada. Because, the funny thing is, as much as we want to show a mirror to the American public, and this, it's written by Americans for America, about America. But in all political satires, you can unpack what is in our own issues with our own political well-being. So I thought Steve Carell has never been funnier, and it's just both laughing at him and with him through the whole thing. Like when he eats his scone for the first time and he practically has orgasm over the scone.
He was really enjoying it.
He was really loving it.
And he turns the bag inside out.
Turns the bag up and licks the bag. Like it seems like that. It's just so timed well. And so I don't know. This was Daily Show, satirical, political, rhinestone cowboy loving masterpiece of a Mondo for me. I loved everything about this movie.
The one thing that I was kind of expecting it to just really bash Republicans, but really it was pretty equal on both sides.
It was.
He did that well. I was kind of expecting it to be really one-sided, and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. But yeah, at the end of the day,
if it was like it to me, because we know Jon Stewart's very blue, right? So there's no guessing that So I thought that was really well done as a filmmaker to actually just because
he was making fun of everybody.
The movie was the focus about this thing that's like literally it's tied up in the very last scene of the movie.
Doesn't matter if you're Republican, doesn't matter if you're Democrat, but they both do the exact same thing, and it's wrong.
They all suck.
So funniest line in the movie for me, was "Sorry, not you, Dot."
Yes.
Or just as popular, "Hey, Dot."
Yep. Dot was great.
She showed up everywhere.
Dot.
I don't think did Dot ever say anything. I don't. She said something at the very end, I think.
Well, she approached him in the car. That's why he said, "Oh, hi, Dot."
I know, but she didn't say anything.
Didn't she?
I don't think so. I think she actually just says something. I could be wrong. Anyway, Dot's awesome.
Dot was Dot and herself pushed this to a super duper Mondo.
Fair enough.
Mur, what'd you think? You got to see it.
I did. I actually got to a theater, which makes me very happy.
You had a shit-eating grin on your face the whole time.
I did. Well, this may come as a surprise to most people. I have never watched Jon Stewart's show.
What?
Never really liked his brand of humor.
What?
But I loved this movie.
All right.
I thought it was freaking hilarious.
And are you a fan of Steve Carell?
Depends.
Like, would he get a Mondo for you?
I don't know if I put him on Undoubted yet, because some of his early stuff I thought was stupid, but he's made a lot of good choices recently. I think he's got a lot of range. Like he
Something to pencil down, Mur.
all the way from like Foxcatcher to that Marwan thing, which was really good.
Yeah, that's right, Marquand. Yeah,
Like,
welcome to
he's-
Marquand.
Marwan.
Marwan.
But yeah, this
I
one
did not
was
like that movie.
At all?
For me, this was just
there's your rage. So
Steve
he's
Carell
not-
being Steve Carell. It was like the guy from The Office kind of thing. It's like he's kind of an idiot, and everyone around knows it, and he still goes on being an idiot.
Yeah, even the fact that he's ordering the beer and hamburger.
Yeah,
don't even serve that.
That was awesome. I don't know if it's giving away too much, but basically he goes to this small town bar, orders a beer and a hamburger to be like one of the people,
like Joe Public,
and turns out it's a German beer house. They don't serve hamburgers
or Budweiser
or Budweiser.
They serve real good beer.
Yeah. But all the time they kept bringing him a hamburger. Then one of his cohorts,
he didn't even like.
Was like, "Oh, that was good. Can I have one?" The guy says, "No." Yeah, I would give it a super pack Mondo.
Sweet, Mur.
Oh, a super pack Mondo.
It's a super pack. Absolutely.
That's a hidden reference.
Yeah, it is.
Not so hidden.
Maybe. All right. Well, let's talk about getting into some good trouble.
John Lewis.
So we're going to talk about John Lewis, Good Trouble, which we saw at the Globe.
We did.
So we were actually at two different theaters over the weekend because we would have gone in on the same night. However, there was some scheduling issues with our friends at the Plaza.
Mechanical difficulties with their projector.
That's right.
These things happen.
They do. Well, we get to go see two different nights for a movie, so I was happy for me.
I got to see you guys twice instead of once.
I got a little
And he got out of the house for 2 nights.
Got a little tear swelling up my eye right now. So John Lewis, Good Trouble, human rights supporter, politician, awesome dude, and great dancer. Not sure who could see this movie and not fall in love with John Lewis. First off, I want to say.
I would agree with that.
You get the impression that his life was created to challenge authorities and make change. This doc is important for everyone to see and understand how the more things change, the more they stay the same. Did I like this film? Yes. But I found the direction was a little unfocused at times. And it did not reveal enough about the man, which I wanted to know more about. I was hoping that it would have more, not necessarily linear, but it just seemed like they would do little pieces of something, but not complete a full line in the story. And as an example, it wasn't until near the end of the movie that you even knew he had a wife or a son. Like, it was kind of just like, oh yeah, by the way, he's got a wife and a son, and his wife died, and there you go. Which to me, it should have been brought forward, because if it's about him, I wasn't sure which topic we should be going, okay, this is what the movie is supposed to be about, because they threw in so many different topics about what he's doing, which is great because it shows he's a good person. But I love John Lewis, but I can only give this film a super fan, man.
All right. We're pretty much got the same thing to say about this movie. That's kind of boring.
Well, but when we were in the theater, I thought you were going to lean towards Mondo.
I'll just say ditto. No. Yeah, I pretty much feel exactly like you do. I like the doc. Its theme of good trouble through nonviolent protest was well presented.
Oh, yeah.
The man got some stuff accomplished, and this doc illustrates just that. Though,
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so through protest in his early days and as a congressman in his later days, John Lewis made a difference. No question of that. It's a story that I'm glad I got to witness. I think folks should see this, but not necessarily go out of their way to see it. As well, it's a high meh for me. It's ultimately a meh. To be clear, though, John Lewis is Mondo.
Oh, he's super motherfucking Mondo.
Yeah,
this guy kicks ass.
But the doc is meh.
Yeah.
It's good.
Mur, what'd you think?
Well, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of documentaries, but
you are not
playing in the movie theater. I will go see it. I enjoyed it. I mean, he was a colorful character, and obviously he was an important guy. Got a lot of things done in his career in politics. I thought it was a bit tame. Just all the other things I've seen from the '60s and civil rights. I know he was a nonviolent
protester.
But whether or not he's violent, there's still violence done to him.
Yeah.
And people that he's with.
It touched that.
It did.
It was a little more whitewashed, I think. Like
it was really, yeah.
You didn't. There wasn't a lot of punch. Like it didn't kick you in the nuts with the way it should.
They spent a lot more time on his career and talking, in Senate committees or whatever than his actual early days protesting.
Yeah. And I think even injecting him, like, he was being injected into the political future for a lot of minorities, which is great. I mean, these are all important things, but to me, it took away from the fact of what is the story we're supposed to be like. I mean, obviously, Good Trouble is the story, but it was like, this is just him showing up at an event, and then he's going and showing up at an event.
Like you said, I want to know more about the guy himself. Not just all the famous people that he's known in his life.
But it's kind of cool. I did think that he had relationships with both Republican and Democratic presidents. And
no, everybody liked him.
Yeah.
It was a meh.
All right, triple meh. This doesn't happen very often when we're all on the same page. What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
All right, well, I guess that's all that we saw out in the theater.
Because there wasn't very much.
So, what are we seeing maybe this week in the theater?
Well, I know we're seeing one thing for sure.
Yeah, we are.
Anything else on your list, I think it's not happening. But
maybe. Who knows?
Do what you're going to do.
Yeah, so searching out what's coming out these days is almost impossible to figure out, because you've got one page saying one thing and another one saying another. And then, so The Human Factor, which is a documentary, which is supposed to be coming out, and on Cinema Clock, it's talking about it's coming out. But I know we've talked about this on the podcast before. We have no clue why certain things don't come to Calgary, but for some reason, this could be showing and maybe released in wide release in Canada, like maybe Montreal or Toronto or Vancouver. But from what we can see, it's not coming out here, but it may come video on demand as well as streaming. So I'm really excited to see this. Human Factor, 2019, 2020 release, I guess. With unprecedented access to the foremost American negotiators, The Human Factor is the behind-the-scenes story of the last 25 years of how the U.S. came within reach of pulling off the impossible, securing peace between Israel and its neighbors. Today, the need to learn from the past mistakes could be more urgent. So couldn't be more urgent. Yeah, yes. Thanks. I really want to see this. This is obviously something very important, I think, to everybody and what's going on in that area right now in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see it. Whether we get to see it in theaters,
I'm not sure where we're going to, but
hopefully
when I've got an opportunity, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. So thumbs up for me. It's a doc, Mur, so if it's in the theater, we'll see you. If it's on streaming, I guess you won't.
No.
All right. So what are we for sure seeing this week?
First Cow.
The First Cow.
Yep.
Well, tell us about it.
It's a movie.
About a cow?
Yeah, there's a cow in it.
What does he do?
And this is not some kind of reference to a member of the Trump family.
Nope. Toby Jones is in it too.
What?
Yeah, he is. Even though you probably don't have anything on there that says it.
No.
Is, but yeah, he is.
Well, IMDb doesn't tell me everything it's supposed to.
IMDb.
So tell us a little bit about this movie.
It looks good.
You don't
Well,
know.
that sums it up.
That's not telling us anything.
It's about a Chinese immigrant who, gets him and a cook become buddies. And they,
Cook stuff?
they
Maybe cows, maybe not.
they talk to this cow and stuff happens.
Talk to
Is it a magical cow? Do we know anything more than this?
Is there magic
no,
beans
it's-
involved?
It's just a cow. Yeah.
Well, from your breakdown of this movie, it sounds exciting.
Basically, they get together and they form some sort of business. I don't, I watched the preview like last week, man. What do you
You forgot everything about it.
Looked good
It had
at
a
the
cow.
time.
It had a cow in it. That's
There's
cool.
definitely
so
a cow, and there's definitely Toby Jones, and that's all I need.
That's all you need is
If
cows.
I get a
and-
cow and Toby Jones, I'm going to see it
That's good. So we will be seeing that this weekend.
for sure.
Mur, you excited about seeing the first cow?
Sure.
After my build-up, how
After
can you
his
not
build,
be?
I know exactly, right? Two great things, great together.
There you
Looks
go.
good.
All right, well, I guess that's it for what may or may not be coming out. If something surprisingly comes out, we'll obviously see two films. But so far, it's looking like The First Cow is the only one we're going to see this coming weekend.
Yep.
All right, well, you know what that means. Let's dance.
We're ready?
Streaming. Motherfucking streaming. We're all streaming. Bryce.
Streaming.
Merman.
Streaming.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we got the pleasure of watching the greatest Will Ferrell movie that's ever been made.
That's a lie.
I find that hard to believe.
Ya Ding Dong.
Yeah, ding dong.
This pretty much...
Honestly, I thought that might be a traditional song. I was disappointed to find out that it wasn't.
So, Ya Ding Dong pretty much sums up this movie, is how I felt about it.
Well, then it's awesome. Because Yeah Ding Dong is fantastic.
Well, the
Rest
song
of the
is
movie,
fantastic.
Not so good.
You would think that a film with pretty much only white people in it would be racist. But wait. There was, I think, one black person in the whole movie.
Oh, there had to be more than one.
No, I was counting. There was one, maybe one, and then a partial pass by of another person of color. For like 20 seconds, they were in the movie.
Well, then that whole contest is racist because
They were at that event singing.
they were at that event, and
Yeah.
when they did that whole montage in the middle of it,
Yeah.
those were actual contestants.
Yeah, I know. And I think there was only one that was of color.
Really?
Yep. So I get it. Iceland is known to be a white majority nation,
Wow,
but
it's
really,
all of Europe, though.
Yeah, but it's all of Europe. Plus, again, one of my biggest rage items is when they cast people from another country to make a film about a specific country. That is literally before it even starts. Do
but-
not pretend you're another race.
Yeah, but it's-
if you've got perfectly good actors
but-
in Iceland
Yeah,
that could
but-
fill those roles.
Yeah, but it's comedy, so it gets passed.
Right, but okay, so it gets a pass because it's Iceland. So it's like, okay, well, we can be racist against Iceland because they don't really count.
It's comedy.
Yeah, but so then have the people from Iceland act in it. They didn't need Will Ferrell to be pretending he's from Iceland
I think
with
you-
an accent that was completely terrible, I might add.
I think you're thinking about this too much.
No, I was thinking a lot about it.
I know. You
It's not a meh, buddy. This is a rage.
You have to check
and
your
I'm just
brain
getting
at-
started.
you got to check your brain at the door with this one.
I tried so hard to check my head, my brain, my heart, everything.
All right, keep on going.
So we've actually seen two films from Iceland this year. One was in the theater, and the other one was not in the theater.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They were both awesome. One was a doc, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
The doc.
The doc
and
was
then,
awesome, and then the one with the house.
Yeah, the house movie.
The house movie.
Yeah.
What
So
was
we
it
already know
called?
there's
A White
Day. Yeah.
A White Day
Apparently,
was
that was
awesome.
a
And what's
foreshadow for this movie.
What was the doc called?
I can't remember. It was like an Icelandic name.
I know, it was so good.
But it was the people, the native Greek. I
love that documentary.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel bad that I don't remember the name.
Yeah, well, we'll look it up later.
White
we
Day
talked
was
about
great,
it.
though.
We talked about it. So we know that they can find Icelandic actors. They don't need to have these terrible accented Americans.
Yeah, but it's comedy.
Because if you can't fake an Icelandic accent, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, but it's comedy.
I guess the thing is, not a lot of people know what an Icelandic accent is.
That's why it's funny.
Well, especially
No,
Americans.
it's not. So being stupid will also not be. Be stupid could be funny, but I
Usually
really
is.
felt through this as I was watching this movie that they were really. Iceland became the brunt of their joke, and the jokes just became not funny to me because I was offended for the Icelandic people. But Cher, as always, does save the day. Oh my God.
Cher wasn't in it.
Have I
You
not
say
seen enough
Cher?
ABBA musicals? Yeah, her song is in it.
Oh,
When they do
Oh.
that big sing-along,
Yeah,
Cher comes to save the day.
but
So let me just break down the good things about this movie.
go for it.
There were whales that jumped in the ocean.
That was pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
That's
I like
my
that
top.
a lot.
That's my whole list.
Were they
The list of the
CGI?
bad things
What?
of that is too many to mention. Favorite line:
Yeah,
"Let's go, sex nuts."
that's a good line.
No.
Let's go, sex
this
nuts.
gets racist,
That's
idiotic,
funny.
bad accent, streaming pile of predictable rage.
Eh,
No.
I mean, I didn't get a lot of it. A lot of the humor wasn't funny,
Well, it's a fucking comedy.
but it tried hard.
Oh my God.
You know,
Are you trying to wind me up?
E for effort.
I have a feeling that you did not get this to a meh. There's no way.
I don't know that I didn't get it because you know
Okay, so was it because you're stupid or because the movie's stupid?
that's a good question. It's like which came first, the chicken or the
I
egg?
was about to say that.
Okay, well, please break down the good points of this movie so I can try and learn from you.
I got to learn about Eurovision, which I didn't know anything of. That I didn't even know this actually existed. So that was it.
I
That was
did.
good.
The rest of us knew about Eurovision.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know
It's
that
a
this
thing.
exact. Yeah.
That was where they found ABBA.
That's where they found ABBA, and it's still going on. Like ABBA was what?
70s.
Like
Yeah.
early 70s.
Yeah, they were
right?
discovered at Eurovision.
Wow.
And every other Swedish.
See, I didn't even
group.
get that connection. That was a connection in the movie. See,
Apparently,
I
you should be listening to some SOS.
I think maybe if I had known more about this contest going in, I would have enjoyed it even more than I already did.
There you go.
I can't believe you even enjoyed this at all.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was
Exactly,
It
it
was
was
pretty bad.
It was terrible. It wasn't funny at all.
You got some valid points.
You didn't find it racist at all?
No, I didn't get the racist thing.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I just find that it doesn't matter what the culture is. Like, it's like anything. You can make fun of your own culture. Don't fucking make fun of other people's culture, especially when you can't do their
You know
accent.
what? I'm just trying to decide whether this is a rage for me, but it had elves.
Yeah, but you didn't even get to see them.
Yeah, but they did some damage.
That you can't. Okay, you can. Oh my god.
They kind of saved the
Please
day.
don't tell me you're gonna give this a meh because there's fucking gnomes or elves or some little creatures in there that you barely don't even. You don't. It takes 2 seconds in the movie. This is another fantastic Bryce moment where he's like, "Oh yeah, I like that. It was good. It deserves a meh."
Didn't you like how True Love won in the end though?
Not really. No, I didn't want them to live. I was hoping they died on the boat at the beginning.
I was so happy they got together. I think I may have shed a tear. It was good.
No, I shed something. Like I think I took a giant dump after I ate popcorn, but I wasn't. There's no tears falling from my eyes.
Okay, if I break it down honestly, I didn't like it. It wasn't funny, and it was supposed to be. I
So
think.
whales and gnomes.
This wasn't
can't
like
save this.
a. This was supposed to be funny, right?
Right. It wasn't a serious drama.
Aren't all of his movies supposed to be funny?
I liked the elves, so I'm not sure.
Okay, we're moving on because I'm not going where you're going on this at all.
Okay.
It's a big fucking rage. And
I'm gonna give it. Can I give it a mild rage?
Give it what you want.
Yeah,
Because of one. Here we go.
I'm
A
giving
mild rage because of fucking elves.
That's it.
An elf
And whales that jump out of the
I
ocean.
did like the whales too.
I
So-
did too.
so
That was
just
the best thing of the movie.
the mildest of rages.
Whales are cool.
Okay, well, why don't you talk about Athlete A?
Athlete A.
A.
Yeah.
Ooh.
About the United States gymnastics team and, some
Evil.
shenanigans. Evil's actually probably the word. It's a hard watch for sure. The fact that these types of things are allowed to happen in this day and age still, astonishes me. Maybe it shouldn't, but it does. The fact that these athletes were being sexually abused and the head of marketing for U.S. Gymnastics, Steve Penny, chose to brush the allegations aside as it would have been bad for business is disgusting. Funding at any cost, I guess. I think the most astonishing thing about this doc was watching team doctor Steve Nasser try to explain his technique for certain adjustments. I cannot believe the words that came out of his mouth. He must have known that no one could possibly think that his explanation was okay.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a good doc. It was a hard watch, but necessary to make. But as a film overall, it was just a meh for me. What do you think?
This is a very jarring documentary.
It
I
is.
couldn't think of the word to explain how I felt about this. Actually, it took me a long time, and jarring was the only word I could come up with.
That's a very good word.
As a father of
It would
two daughters
yeah.
who were both athletes, this doc shook me to the core. So this was a very powerful doc for me. I could not believe that Larry Nasser and Steve Penny are the roots of all evil, in my opinion.
Just crazy. Yeah.
This is a blatant example of putting business and winning a sports event over the well-being of human survivors. This doc is sickening and traumatic to anyone who sees it, but it is also so important that it be shown.
Yeah.
This gets a Me Too, fight these fuckers to the maximum mondo, and I hope that Larry Nasser guy fucking fries, and I hope that we get to see the follow-up doc, which shows Steve Penny goes to prison for a long, 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 long time.
Can't disagree with any
This
of that.
was traumatizing, and for me, it was
And it would strike you, obviously, more than me, because I don't have daughters.
kids. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think this, to me, and we've talked about this before, even with films, not necessarily documentaries, but a documentary particularly, if I am not raging or I am not super excited about it, it just ends up being a mess. So this charged me up because as I'm watching
Fair
this,
enough.
I'm going, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I was saying that all the way through it, and I'm like, how can nobody see? Like even the time where he's explaining this adjustment with the girl who in front of her mother as he's blocking the mother from seeing that he's actually inserting his fingers into her body. Like that he'd had that much balls, like it became like an addiction to him of some type.
Yeah.
Like this guy was
Sick man.
Oh, and even later in the movie that they're talking about
later in the movie where he's actually explaining it to the procedure
Yes.
to the whatever she was, the whoever was investigating.
Yeah, the investigation, right.
Yeah.
And
I was just like, how can he be explaining this to her?
but what made it worse, I think, was the fact that he was asking for leniency.
Yeah.
Like that was just, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get in prison.
Yep.
And go for some soap, because that is what's going to happen hopefully to you. So actually interesting, this movie, Athlete A, and what was our other one? The stupid Will Ferrell movie,
both on
which I'm
Netflix.
trying. Yeah, they're both on Netflix.
The
Eurovision Song
stupid
Contest: The Story of Fire
Just
Saga.
call it the stupid Will Ferrell movie.
The stupid Will Ferrell movie, which will be known for forevermore. Murray, don't see this movie. My rage this week, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for it.
Wow, look at that. It almost just leads perfectly.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
So, my rage this week is Will Ferrell needs to retire, as does so many of his cronies from SNL. There's just too much bad comedy that's coming out and not enough stuff that's actually funny. And all of a sudden it seems like all these SNL guys from the past that were actually funny at one point are now gobbled up by Netflix. So Netflix is, I mean, they're throwing, what's that? The cronies that's, not David Spade. What's the other douchebag? Rob Schneider. Yeah. And there's another movie on Netflix right now by the same crew. Fuck, what the hell is his name?
Sandler's usually at the center of most of them.
He is. Like, I think he's producing these things.
He produces and directs and stars in them and gets all of his buddies to act in them.
And they're all terrible. There's none of them that are funny. None of them. The Wrong Missy. Yeah, this is also a new release from David Spade.
Hey, I haven't watched it yet. Might be good.
No, we've already talked about this. None of us are excited to see this movie. As with, oh my God, Murder Mystery, which is another Adam Sandler, which is also, I started watching the first half an hour of it and thought I was going to throw up. I'm like, please stop making these comedies. They're not funny and nobody likes them. He's just terrible. Stick to dramatic acting. Apparently he can... before that, Sandy Wexler. Another terrible movie.
Yeah, but before that.
The Do-Over, which was also a terrible...
Okay, but before that.
I don't want to keep going back.
No, you had a good one in there.
No, he had an actor. He was in The Uncut Gems, which was great.
Yeah, no. But there you had a good... you just keep on talking. I'll tell you what the good movie.
No, it shouldn't be a case of he makes one good movie and then makes 12 bad movies or produces 12 bad movies.
I'm okay with that. Because the good movie's really good.
He can be a dramatic actor because he seems to be doing that pretty good. That's specifically Adam Sandler.
What was it? The Cobbler, I think.
That was also terrible.
The Cobbler was excellent.
What was that one where he was a writer? Emma Thompson was in his head or something stupid like that?
Yeah.
No. That's Will Ferrell. That was also excellent.
Isn't that what we're talking about? Is Will Ferrell?
No. There was another one. But
Stranger Than Fiction, by the way, hit my top movies of all time.
That's it. Yeah. No.
That wasn't a bad movie. But the point I'm trying to make is let's get some new comedians that are actually funny to start making movies.
Yeah.
Let's not have these old washed-up has-beens that think that stuff that was funny in the 1980s is funny now still. And Will Ferrell is obviously becoming that person.
I like Will Ferrell.
Okay, list down your top 5 Will Ferrell movies.
I like Everything Must Go. I like Stranger Than Fiction. I like Talladega Nights. I like... This is just off the top of my head. I'm not looking at a list. Mm-hmm. So... I like The Wrong Guys.
Did you like Holmes and Watson? Because that was a classic.
Guys.
No, Holmes and Watson was awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just named 4 really good ones.
Daddy's Home 2?
Okay, stop it.
Daddy's Home?
Bewitched?
Stop it.
The House?
The House
it was terrible.
It had a moment or two, but yeah, it wasn't good.
I guess Anchorman wasn't terrible.
There you go, Anchorman.
That was like 10, 15 years ago.
There's my top 5.
There's 15 years ago.
They're all excellent.
He hasn't made anything good really in the last 5
and I suppose
to 10
some people are sentimental about Elf.
Elf is good.
Elf is good.
Yeah, I like Elf.
I would say the one I maybe didn't mind him in is Old School.
Yeah, Old School is good too.
But these are movies that are 20 years old. He was funny 20 years ago.
Yeah, but...
Stop making terrible movies is all I'm saying. If you're a comedy, make sure that someone reads the script before you actually put it out there. And that's my rage.
All right.
Fortunately, I think he writes the scripts. That's where the problem
is. That is part of the problem.
No, he's funny.
No, he's not. The last one he made was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
All right. You're up, Bryce.
All right.
Let's have it. What are you raging about? Now I'm so hopped up on rage.
Yeah, see, you're way more angry than me, so I don't know.
You're gonna have like some kind of weird pot smoking. People can listen to your rage and go, "I'm gonna smoke a doobie and listen to Bryce's rage."
This week we watched Irresistible.
Yes.
And once again, 2 actors were given way too little to do. Can we please give Topher Grace and Natasha Lyonne more prominent roles? My favorite scenes in Irresistible actually involve these 2 on screen. They both have a presence, and they both have shown in the past that they can carry a project. Especially Lyonne. Most recently in the Netflix series Russian Doll. Oh, that's the problem. It was a series, not a movie.
Why are you talking about series?
We don't talk about TV on this.
We don't talk about
Exactly.
TV.
That's why. That's where I have to go though, because you don't put her in anything anymore. That she's like in bit parts, and it's just wrong. I want to see more of her on the big screen, and not just in supporting roles. Topher Grace has also proven in the past that he can carry a movie with starring roles in Delirium from 2018, Take Me Home Tonight from 2011, and In Good Company from 2004. Let's see, that is a starring role every 7 years. I don't know. I don't want to wait till 2025 to see him as a lead actor again.
Well,
Come on, filmmakers. Please cast these two stellar actors in more prominent starring roles because I would like to see more of both of them. I don't need to see all the schmoes that I'm seeing in starring roles over and over again. Let's give these guys a shot. Especially Natasha Lyonne. She's so good.
That's it?
That's it.
that's all.
I actually also like Natasha Lyonne.
She's so good.
Have you-
I didn't recognize her earlier though. She's changed a lot since
Yeah.
American Pie.
She Orange and the New Black. That show
Yeah.
is nothing without her.
Never saw it.
All right,
You never
okay.
seen the series? It's fantastic.
No, I only saw 2 episodes of Russian Doll. I haven't actually watched the whole thing, but she's awesome.
Well, she's great in everything she does. I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna agree 100% with your rage because I love both those actors.
Yeah.
So
I just want to see him in more prominent roles. Let's see him carry a film because they can. They've proven it.
I'd say maybe the only thing that I didn't like Topher Grace in was
Yes.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, well,
not everybody loves Spider-Man.
Entirely
3.
miscast as Venom in that.
I thought he was good.
I thought he was fine. I thought the whole movie was just.
It was terrible.
Let's stick every single idea that we have into this movie and see what happens. And what happens is a confusing mess of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say anything bad about Sam Raimi, but
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 is his worst film.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was on a downturn at that point.
Well, no, actually, he lost control.
He
of that
lost
film.
control of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his
entirely.
project.
But yeah, like it was not Topher Grace's best work, that's for sure.
He was great.
He was
Yeah, I don't
fine.
know about that, but
He's great in everything. I agree.
I love Topher Grace.
He was in Black Klansman too, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah,
But
that's
in
good.
another supporting role?
Yeah.
hey, I was watching him when he was on TV. South Park
That
guy.
70s
What?
show.
He was on TV?
I know.
You know that?
And that show completely sucked after he left.
It did suck after he left. But, interestingly enough, he left to go do more acting. And then he
Yes.
made a couple of, I think, this could be why he's not in as many roles. Spider-Man 3 fucked him up.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
I don't
Spider-Man 3 is what caused him
it
to
shot
go.
a lot of his credibility.
Maybe.
It took him a while to get it
I
back.
honestly thought after I watched In Good Company that he was actually going to take off. Because whether you like that movie or not, which I really like that movie.
Right. But
He
Spider-Man
was
3 came out in
excellent.
2007.
Yeah.
And In Good Company came out in 2004.
I know.
So, I think my theory has got some pretty big roots on it.
I agree with you.
Because if you search Topher Grace on IMDb, what is he known for? Number 1, Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
Number
God.
2, That 70s Show. And then In Good Company, which was fantastic,
Yeah.
is like down at number 4.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Anyway.
that I mark my word.
Anyways, Hollywood, give him another chance.
Right.
Yep, agreed.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
All right, we got some Murman Minute here.
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yeah, buddy. Let's
Right then.
crank up the tunes. We want some
Crank up
Murman
the
music.
tunes.
What you got this week, baby?
Well, not much. Work and all that.
It's a minute.
Yeah, it's about a minute long. This week I'm going to talk about one of our new friends from Cuff, Jay Baruchel.
Oh, JJ.
We got a chance to see his first horror movie that he wrote and directed, and it was in Random Acts of Violence, which was very good. The other day I managed to catch one of his early films on TV. She's Out of My League.
So good.
I know, it's a rom-com, and I usually hate those.
It's funny. You liked it.
This one was probably one of the exceptions.
There you go.
I mean, he'd been in a lot of movies by this point, supporting characters. I mean, I'd argue this was his first leading role.
And he is probably a 5.
Yeah, and he did he did the Trotsky, but nobody really saw that.
That's
I
good.
saw that.
That was good.
It was excellent.
Now here he plays a tall, skinny, awkward geek named Kirk, who suddenly finds himself dating the hottest woman on the planet, or Pittsburgh anyway. Alice Eve is absolutely gorgeous and way out of his league. And what saves this film from being another sappy romantic comedy is the comedy. T.J. Miller as his best friend before he was Deadpool's BFF. Kristen Ritter before she kicked ass as Jessica Jones. The fact that Kirk's own family is so horrible and treats him like crap makes you want to root for the guy. He even has to put up with his bitch of an ex-girlfriend who brings her boyfriend to his parents' house.
What's up with that?
Yeah, it's like they like her better than him. That's stupid.
Terrible.
This film is funny, raunchy, heartwarming at times. Really made Jay a star, and then he went on to make all those dragon movies and really started raking in the moolah.
Moolah.
Not bad for a kid from Montreal. Now, if you could just stay away from all those crappy Seth Rogen films.
Whatever.
But, the guy's his best friend, so what are you going to do? Anyway,
Is he?
Yeah, apparently they're really good friends. So even if you hate rom-coms, you might like this one. So check it out. That's all I got.
That's it. Well, that was a good plug for our buddy Jay.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good talk show too, by the way. He gave us 40 minutes of chat after.
Oh yeah, his
Q&A?
His Q&A was good, even
Yeah.
though it was pre-produced.
He's
Didn't
pretty
get to
passionate.
Actually, ask any questions.
He's pretty passionate.
Yeah.
That is true.
I like Jay a lot.
I think most people do. He's lovable.
He is,
And he's a cute little dragon.
and he's a Canadian.
And he's a Canadian.
Canadian, eh?
Canadian A. All right.
Well, the lists this week.
Bum, bum,
I've
bum.
got some stuff for you guys. I'm going to give you 2 Mez, and I'm giving you 1, which I hinted at last week. I probably shouldn't have, but it gave you some time to prepare. So this week I'm putting forward for the Undoubted our buddy Chris Cooper. And I had to update my list because we saw Irresistible, which he's in it. So I'm going to go back to 2012.
Okay, go for
Company You Keep. I have it as a Mondo.
it. Mondo.
August, Osage County, which is a Mondo.
It's a Mondo.
Demolition, which is a Mondo. Have you seen it?
Demolition.
I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Is that who's on the cover?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. That's Mondo. Yes,
Okay.
I have seen it.
Yep. Coming Through the Rye, which is a Mondo.
Don't know that I saw that.
Okay, we're going to put that down for another movie for you to watch. And after that was Live by Night, which I thought was a meh. Not sure if you've seen that one either.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was meh.
Okay, there's Matt. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which was a Mondo.
Absolutely.
Mondo, yeah.
Little Women, which is a question mark because I haven't seen it.
Me either.
But you have.
I have.
And this could put a nail in his coffin. You may not have to see. I remember you saying you liked it.
I liked it, but I didn't like. It's not a Mondo.
It's not?
No, it's meh.
Oh no, because you gave Irresistible a meh. That's double meh.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
He's not there. I'm heartbroken.
It's hard to make the list.
It is hard to make it.
I'm still gonna go back and watch that movie though.
Perfect. You gonna remember what it is?
Maybe.
Coming Through the Rye.
Coming Through the Rye. Now I will.
All right. Well, he's got 2 mehs back to back, so he's started off with a meh. He's only got to make 7 more movies.
Yeah.
Go.
He's on his way.
Let's call his agent. Get him on that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, there's your Undoubted my submission for this week. So I'm going to give you. I've got 1 man and 1 woman for Mesmerized.
All right.
So I'm going to give you eeny, meeny. Let's go with 2 Brits.
Okay.
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith is mesmerizing. You don't even have to make a case.
I can agree.
Perfect. And Bill Nighy.
He's also mesmerizing. You don't even have to make a case. I actually want to see that movie that was supposed to come out and never did because of the COVID and all the crap. It looked really good. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, there was a Bill Nighy movie that was supposed to come out kind of March, April.
Talking about the guy from Shaun of the Dead and the Underworld.
Yeah,
movies?
he's in Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah,
Yeah, he's totally. He's the
pretty good.
stepfather.
Yeah. And he's like the head vampire in Underworld.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
He is the head vampire.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, I
and
know
as soon as
you're-
you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, I
you're
could picture
talking
that.
about- Yeah, no, he's pretty good.
He's great.
He is not good.
He's mesmerizing.
He's mesmerizing, as is Maggie Smith. Well, look at that. Apparently, that's an easier list to get on.
That it is.
It is.
You don't have to have
And
a
really,
list
you can go ahead and add Chris Cooper onto it too.
Yeah, he's pretty mesmerizing. That's true. If he doesn't make the Undoubted, he's probably mesmerizing. Would you agree, Mur?
of, sure.
You're not going to fight that one?
No.
All right.
All right.
There we go. We got 3 this list on the mesmerized list.
Nice.
Nice. So I'm going to remind you, Mister, you have to see 2.
Just write these down for me.
I have told you enough
You
times.
can tell me all you want. Write it down or send me an email.
Okay, you need to see The Third Murder and Air Doll.
All right. I'm on it. What?
It's a pen right in front of you. I'm not your bitch. Write it down.
Okay. What I've already forgotten. Something
You
about
have to see The Third
Air Murder,
The Third Murder.
Air Murder, and the Third Doll.
Yes, those 2 movies. The Air Murder.
Pretty sure you got
The
those.
Third Murder and Air Doll.
Murder or murderer?
It's just murder. There's not murderer. It's just a murder.
The Third Murder,
And Air Doll.
Air Doll.
Do you want me to spell it for you?
AIRDOLL.
That is correct.
This is like
Okay.
Abbott and Costello. Folks.
It is. Who's on first?
Okay, I got it. So I'm gonna watch The Third Murder and
Yep.
Air Doll.
And I want, because you remember, but I need you to watch The Devils by Ken Russell. And tell me Oliver Reed is not mesmerizing. And I also think you're going to love that movie,
All
by
right.
the way.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It was
try-
made for you, by the way.
I will try to watch those.
All right. Well,
I'm on
we might have another Undoubted next week, because if Bryce does his job.
I'm gonna do my job. I promise I'll get The Third Murder and Air Doll watched.
Perfect. All right. Well, where does that leave us, Mur?
Well, last time on Rage or Dare, Bryce regrettably chose Dare.
Maybe not regrettably.
And Jim and I dared him to see the action-packed movie that must have been so bad that even Keanu Reeves refused to come back and make it.
Might have been good.
And we remember he chose to make replicas last year, so we know he has no scruples.
That was awful.
This week, Jim will have to make a very hard, veiny decision and choose Rage or Dare. Let's check with Bryce and see if Keanu was mistaken or if this was actually the best speed movie in this fantastic franchise.
Neither of them were any good.
Sacrilege.
Sacrilegious.
All right, Speed 2 Cruise Control had one thing going for it.
Sandra Bullock?
Willem
In a
Dafoe.
bikini.
Willem Dafoe.
I tell you, and don't get me wrong, it was not because of his reliable stellar acting, but instead for the numerous times we got to see Willem Dafoe's crazy eyes that almost jump out of his head.
They do.
And that trademark Dafoe insane grin. It was fantastic. We got those pretty much every time he was on the screen in this movie, but even that was not enough to save it. We also got UB40 as the band on the cruise. I felt as though that may have not been the best career decision for them. I actually like Jason Patric, but this seems to be a cash grab for him as he seemed to be phoning this performance in. I just felt sad for everyone involved. However, I would imagine they all got pretty good payday for this embarrassment that is this movie. Oh, and I guess I should mention Sandy Bullock. She has annoyed me in movies in the past, but never quite like this. She was in permanent whiny voice for the duration of this one, like every single scene.
Because Keanu wasn't there.
It was horrible. Movie was awful.
Now tell me about it. Was Willem Dafoe's character kind of like the Dennis Hopper? Like, was he the bad guy?
He was the bad guy.
Because I actually haven't seen this movie because I knew when it came out that it wasn't going to be any good.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's, yeah, he was the bad guy, and as I say, that's why you get the crazy eyes and the insane grin all the time. That's the whole movie. He's just kind of staring
was
at
just staring at the camera,
giving
giving crazy
crazy eyes and Just that.
This sounds good. I might have to watch this now.
Well, you know what? You could probably. You just got to get that. Watch it until you get the crazy eyes
first set
and
of
the grin the
crazy
first
eyes?
time, and then that's all you need to see.
Okay, so here's another important question about it.
Yeah.
So, because you normally don't like action-packed things in general,
True.
a boat that's cruising across the ocean, this sounds like a movie made for you. Like there's nothing happening except a boat just going along the water. It's almost like you could walk at the same speed of the boat. So how is that? How is that speeding?
Nah, boat was going way too quick.
It was like it was a cruise ship
It was
with its pedal to the metal.
it was speed too, man. The boat was moving.
Okay, so tell us, well, how fast did it have to go? How many knots?
I
do you
don't know,
remember?
but when it was about to crash into that tanker, it must have been making some pretty good because it was sitting there cranking it to go underwater and crank the thing because the steering wasn't working, and then they cranked it and they just avoided going smack dab right into the side of the tanker, and they would have like blown up and everybody would have died.
So the tank, was it like an
It
oil
was-
tanker?
Yeah, it was really exciting.
This sounds amazing. You're talking this up, buddy.
Yeah. So, all in all, movie was awful. Took stabs at humor that completely misfired. The action sequences were dumb. The script was bad. The actors looked disinterested. And the opening and closing sequences, which were supposed to amuse, left me stone-faced and as engaged as the actors were on the screen. That is, not engaged at all. This was bad. It was a rage. And honestly, you will never watch a movie in your life where you can tell that none of the actors
Even want to do this
They do
movie?
not want to be there.
Oh my god.
It's awful.
Mer, do you know any details? Like how much did Sandra Bullock get paid for that movie?
I don't have money, but I can. People who didn't know the reason why Keanu didn't make this movie, he was
Because of
making
the script.
Well, actually, it had nothing to do with it. He was making The Devil's Advocate at the same time.
Good
and
choice.
He actually was touring with his band, and he actually said that Fox was
What? Wild Stallions? They toured?
He has a real band.
He has a real band with his
Oh,
brother.
damn.
Maybe
I thought
Al-
him and Alex Winter
Maybe
were
Alex
on
Winter's
tour.
in it, but yeah. So apparently Fox actually released propaganda.
Be excellent
against
to
him,
each other.
but yeah, he just finished another big action movie. He didn't want to do this one, so
Thank God.
they had to find somebody else, and they obviously didn't have a script. So,
So why did he do replicas then?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I wish he wouldn't have.
Sometimes you need the money.
I wish I never saw that movie. I want to strike it from my brain.
So bad.
Right.
Okay, well, I guess that leaves me. I got to make a decision.
That's right.
Well, I saw what happened to you with Dare last week. I think I'm going to pull from Bryce's bag this week.
You gonna pull from my bag?
Yeah, I'm going to touch that giant veiny bag of yours.
All
Let's
right.
see what's in this little... Oh,
Nothing-
there's lots in here.
Nothing
There-
but gold is in
Nothing
there.
but gold. Okay, please no musicals. Please
Oh,
no musicals.
musical.
Musicals.
Or Tiffany Haddish. Either's good.
I have a feeling this might have Tiffany Haddish in it.
What is it?
I have a feeling. Wait, I'm going to look it up first.
That'd be so awesome.
I know I hated this when I saw it the first time. And you know what? The funniest thing about it
Yeah.
is there's like 3 of them.
Ah, 3 of them.
Yeah. But there is a saving grace. There's 2 saving graces in this movie because Jon Leguizamo's in it,
Yeah.
as is Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay, and what's it called?
It is called Ride Along from 2013.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ugh. This could be. I just remember hating this so much. And I can't believe they made a second one. I'm just trying to see if our girl Tiff's in it.
Wasn't that?
I don't think
I
so.
thought it was Ice Tea or Ice Cube or something.
Yeah, it's an ice in here
I was
for
Fishburne.
sure.
It's Ice
It's a
Cube.
cube. It's a
Fi-
cube.
Fishburne's
Kevin
in it too?
Hart,
Kevin
Yeah,
Hart,
Hart,
nice
that's
tube.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
but Jon Leguizamo. Maybe this is grown and I might appreciate this because it's got
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne and Jon Leguizamo in it.
Yeah, so you've probably matured in these last few years since it's been out.
Yeah.
Now you'll really appreciate the
Yes, exactly. I'll
sophisticated
understand
humor
it better.
that is Ride Along. Yes.
Yeah, of course. I'm actually now looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I think you're going to love it. I can't wait to hear about it next week.
God, I almost wish I could get Tiff back and TP.
No, you don't.
TP. Yeah.
Tiff and our boy. Wow, this was like the quickest podcast we've ever done. We just blasted through this.
We did.
You should have talked more about speed
After
too.
numerous false
I
starts.
could have talked more about the Will Ferrell movie.
Ugh, no, thank God this is over. All right, well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. thanks to the extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. Listen to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and check out our website, filmrageyyc.com. We are always wanting your feedback to make this a raging blast for all listeners. So please comment often and please make us rage. Please, please. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage
on.
on.
Harmony.